In today's lesson, we're going to be subtracting fractions and mixed numbers with renaming, okay? And today we're going to be using like denominators, and in the next video, we'll do some examples with unlike denominators. All right, so let's look at an example problem. Nope, that's not it. Let's take a look at this one. All right, so in our example problem, it says Tristan had 2 1/6 gallons of paint, and he used 1 5/6 gallons for a project. How much paint does he have left? So how much he had an amount, he used some of it. How much does he have left? So this is a subtraction problem because we're going to find out how much remains. All right, so we know he started with 2 1/6 gallon and he's using 1 5/6 gallons. So my problem that I'm going to be subtracting is 2 1/6 minus 1 5/6. Okay, so nicely we have a common denominator, so I don't need to change that. But if you notice, I have 1/6 minus 5/6. You're going to say, well, I can't do that. 1/6 is smaller than 5/6, but 2 1/6 is greater than 1 5/6. So just like when we have to regroup, when we subtract whole numbers, like if I was doing 21 minus 15, I would have to regroup. I'd have to go next door, borrow from my 2. And I can subtract. We're going to have to regroup our fractions as well. The only thing is it's a little bit different. When we regrouped with our whole numbers, we're taking from the tens place, we're adding 10, but here I'm taking 6 because here I'm talking about 6. So I'm going to go next door to my 2. Well, I can rename this 2 as 6, 6 plus 6, 6, right? 1 whole plus 1 whole. I have 2 groups of 6, 6 in this 2. All right, so I'm going to take one of them and I'm going to add it over here to the fraction that I have. So this is going to become, here I have that 1. I'm going to change my 2. I'm going to regroup it, rename it as 1 plus 6, 6. And this 6, 6 I'm going to add over here to my 1, 6. So he's going to become 7, 6. All right, so I'm taking 6, 6 from my 2, and I'm adding it to my 1, 6. So now I have 7, 6 that I can subtract from. I can do 7, 6 minus 5, 6. That gives me 2 6. And 1 take away 1 gives me 0. So I have 2 6 gallons of paint left. Okay, I have 2 6 gallons left. I'm not going to worry about simplifying today because we'll really focus on this renaming. All right, let's try another example. Let's do 9 1/3 minus 2 2/3. Well, 9 1/3 is definitely greater than 2 2/3. But when I'm looking at just my fractions here, 1/3 is less than 2/3. I can't do 1/3 take away 2/3 without renaming or regrouping this fraction. So I'm going to regroup my 9. Okay, so this is, I can regroup it as 9, and here I'm 8. I'm going to take 1 from my 9, same as when we do this with a whole number. But I'm not adding 10 over here. I'm talking about thirds. So this is me 8 and 3/3 makes 9. I'm going to add this thirds to my 1/3. So I have adding 3/3 to my 1/3, which gives me 4/3. I added 1 that I borrowed from my 9. I added that 1 to my 1/3, but I'm writing it as 3/3 because that's 1. Okay, and I'm going to have 4/3 to take away 2/3. 4/3 take away 2/3 is 2/3. 8 take away 2 is 6. So my answer would be 6 2/3. Okay, let's try one more. I know this can be a little tricky sometimes. Let's do 5 1/5 minus 1 2/5. Okay. All right. So again, I have 1/5 minus 2/5. I need to regroup my 5. So I'm going to go next door. I'm going to make him 4. And I'm going to add 5/5. Remember, the one that I'm taking away, 4 plus 5/5 equals 5. That's my 5. I'm going to take this 5/5 and add it to my 1/5 that I have. So that's going to give me 6/5. So now I can subtract 6/5 minus 2/5 gives me 4/5. And my 4 minus 1 gives me 3. So 3 4/5 is my answer. So the steps are what we did up here with my 5 1/5. The steps are I'm going to go next door. I'm going to take 1 from my whole number. And really what we're doing, if you want to make it a little easier, okay, we're just going to add your denominator to your numerator because we're dealing with fifths. 5/5 is what's going to be a 1 whole. So I'm going to add that to this and get 6/5. So 6/5 is what we got. So this is kind of the really quick way to do it. I'm going to add my denominator to my numerator and get 6. So then I can do 6/5 minus 2/5 is 4/5, and 4 minus 1 is 3. All right, we'll do another example in the next video.